Welcome back, everyone. We are launching today into a figure that you will find yourself doing a lot on the social dance floor. It's called parallel system cross. You're already familiar with the cross a little bit from the last week's moves, which was ocho cortado. If you didn't get to watch that video, make sure you watch it first. So this is another way that the cross becomes part of the dance. So let's look at what we have to work with. We begin with walking, and then remember how in the first lesson on walking, I talked about how you can walk on either side of your partner. So I can walk on her right side. I can walk on the outside right, and then I can come back in line. So at any point, I can do that. I can actually walk multiple steps on that side as long as I keep the same shape of the embrace. She will continue stepping on my right. But now, here is what parallel system cross looks like. I step on the outside here, and instead of walking back in line on the next step, I'm going to continue walking in this kind of diagonal direction here. And we come into this place, this step, that's kind of strange. It's not really a back step, it's not a side step, it's somewhere in between, it's at a diagonal. And when I arrive on my next step, if I keep the shape of the embrace, if you watch, what she's going to do is cross her left foot in front of her right. I transfer my weight to my right foot, and she transfers her weight as well. She feels that through the embrace, and then we continue walking. I will show it one more time with just slow timing here, and then I'll explain the leader's alignment. Okay, so now that you've seen what the move looks like, let me explain why it happens. So when I am a leader stepping outside of my followers' right side, so they're going to be on my right as well, remember that hors d'oeuvre tray that you're carrying? So you're going to end up in this position when you walk on the outside. And the follower is connected through the embrace here, so they're facing you. On the next step here, if I continue going with this step forward like this, and this is where it's a little weird, as I said, because we don't know, are these hips facing forward or side? It's kind of in between here. If I were to continue with this alignment and take the next step, she would just continue walking on the outside, okay? But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect my feet, and my whole body is just going to come into center. So I go from here to here. Okay? Now, if you see what happens in her body, so I'll show it at this angle, we're in this step here. So if I were to continue on the outside of her, she's just going to go behind her here. But this is where, because I'm going to collect, and her foot, her left foot is connected to the embrace, especially to my left hand, she will pull into a cross. Okay? Let me show it from a different angle. Outside partner right. Here's that next step that's a little weird. We don't know which direction it is. But then here, I'm going to close everything off. I'm going to bring everything together. From here to here. I want you to observe how minimal my body is in conveying this cross. I'm not using my arms. I'm really using my alignment to cause this cross. One little trick, too, that I like using and thinking about is that if you think about that you're going to be using a little bit of a pull energy at the moment of that cross. So when you're in here, it's like with this hand, you're going to pull the follower's leg to track into the cross. My thinking that the cross actually developed as a way to realign the person, the partner. Like if you're walking and suddenly you find yourself misaligned or behind the partner. So it developed sort of as a way of correcting the line of dance that you're going in. And so this is, you can think of it in this way, that your partner walks on the outside of you and then you bring them back in line using the cross, okay? Now, if you're a follower and you are new to this move, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to feel when the cross needs to be happening. But the most important part is to remain aligned with your partner. That's where it's going to be communicated. And the most common mistake happens that prevents the cross is, once again, if the partner's shoulder, right shoulder, either me or her shoulder, lets go when I'm walking on the outside of her. So watch. If I'm going on the outside and I pass her here, and then we go to that next step, she's not going to feel the need to cross, right? So that collapse of the shoulder will prevent her from feeling that there's a lead for a cross. So once again, that emphasis from last time, that when you step outside of the partner, keep the distance with your partner the same by turning towards them. Keep turning towards them here. You see the same distance. And then when you come into that final place where you lead them into cross, you can think of just slight pull. You pull them into the cross. Okay? So, putting it all together into the line of dance, just to show you what it looks like. This is in slow timing. Bum, 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 bum. I'm using a little bit of rotation sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit more linear. You will find there's going to be different ways that you do it once you feel how to lead it. I'll show you the quick timing, because a lot of times what you want to do is speed that cross up so it's a little bit more dynamic. So right now I'm walking in slow, 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 quick, slow, slow. So both you and your partner are doing the quick to progress through the turn, through the cross a little bit faster. Try it out. Let me know if you have any questions. There's always some things that show up with this move in particular, some confusion. So make sure you post them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to this series yet, make sure you do so. I post a new video every Saturday, so make sure you follow along. Okay, see you in the next one. Ciao.